So do we press the panic button now? Ladies and gentlemen, we just finished the first round. We just finished the first game of the Mavs and Clippers series, with the Mavs winning the game 113-103. All-time performance from Luka Doncic, triple-double. The Mavs went ahead and had one of their best games of the season, shooting the ball crazy, shooting 50% from the field and 47% from three. Only shot 76% from the free throw line, but again, when you're shooting the ball so well from 2 and from 3, you're going to be able to score a lot of points. You saw great performances from Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway Jr. was having some big shots. He was the second best player today on the Mavs court. You had Finney Smith, who had some great shots as well that were needed. You had Jalen Brunson, who was he reminded me of like JJ Barea back in the day. He was filling in, if people remember from last year when the Mavs had Trey Burke, he was fulfilling in that role as a secondary ball handler that can go ahead and create some action, create some plays for the Mavericks, and he was doing that pretty well today. And the Mavs won this game knocking down 17 threes, shooting 50% from the field, which is very, very impressive against the Clippers defense. And they did this with their second best player in Kristaps Porzingis having one of his worst games of the season. Kristaps Porzingis only had 14 points this game, and it just goes to show that if he plays better, the Mavs can go even farther. And that's one of my things that I've been talking about with the Mavs is like Kristaps Porzingis. I've never really been behind him on the Mavs because he hasn't shown me anything to where I can say he's a legit second option. And I think that if he plays better and is able to show that he can help Luka, because Luka had a 30-point triple-double, and this is only his 7th playoff game. 7th playoff game, and he has his 30-point triple-double. It's insane. Luka, we know how great of a talent he is. But if Kristaps Porzingis can play to the level that a secondary all-star on this team, the Mavs can go very, very far because their offense is insane. And defensively, they looked pretty good today. But the Clippers, man, this is not where you want to be, because the Clippers understand that this is a series that they have to win. This year, they have to make it to the conference finals. This is not a debate of where, we need some more help. No, they have to make it to the conference finals. And I don't want to be that type of person or that YouTuber that's telling guys that, oh, this is it. This is the end of the series. It's not the end of the series, but the pressure is on, and they need to take this series seriously. I mean, Kawhi had 26 points. Paul George had 23 points, and Paul George had a better second half than his first half where he shot 1 for 7. And I think that this was just a game where he was playing a little bit better in the second half, but it just seemed like the Clippers, with the defensive talent that they have on this team, could not find a stop for the Mavericks. And it looked as if like there were times where I would see the sets where Luka would have a pick and roll and call in Zubac, and he'd be switched on the Zubac, and it's like, how is that possible when you have Batum, you have Paul George, you have Kawhi Leonard, you have Patrick Beverly, you have Ibaka, you have so many defensive guys on this team, and Marcus Morris, you have so many guys where, how is this possible where the worst defender is somehow matched up on Luka? It happened at times. It wasn't the full game, but it happened at times, and you're gonna seek that out. So the Clippers had to figure out what they're gonna do against Luka. I mean, at the end of the game, they started doubling him at half, making it have to get the ball out of his hands. But as we saw, when he passed that ball to whoever was open, they were knocking down those threes. So if the Mavs are going to continue hitting threes like this, the Clippers are going to be in trouble. They got to figure something out. And like I said before, this is a series, and this is literally a series that determines the future of the Clippers. And again, I don't want to be that guy where I'm telling people like, oh, this is it, this is the end of the, no. But Kawhi's an impending free agent, and best believe if they lose in the first round to the Mavs, not saying it'll happen, if he loses in the first round, he's out of there. No question. He's out of there. No question. So you brought in Rajon Rondo, who had I think he had a good game. Pretty good game. Had some big shots down the stretch. Marcus Morris, I know he had two free throws to make it a 1-point game. He missed both of them, and then the Mavs went on to score another 2 points. And it's just like the Clippers had their opportunities to win this game. And I think that game 2, they'll understand that they have to come out a little bit more offensively efficient and come in with more energy on the defensive side of the ball. But I think that this series is going to be really, really good. This is going to be a good series. We're going to see a lot of adjustments in game 2, especially on the Clippers side. And if I'm the Mavericks, I'm finding a way to get Kristaps Porzingis into action, finding him a way to get him easy buckets to where he can start getting his rhythm, because they will not win this series if Kristaps Porzingis averages 14 points per game. He's too good of a player. He's too good of a talent to be averaging 14 points per game, because as you can see already, Brunson, Hardaway, Finney Smith, Cleveland, I'm probably missing a lot of guys. The game's just finished. The game just ended, but they have what was his name? Josh Richardson too. You have guys who can give you something. You just need that secondary option to help Luka out. To the point where if you double on Luka, think about what they did with Steph, right? So you know how Steph, in that game against the Grizzlies yesterday, Steph was getting double team at the half court. If Kristaps is able to give them some offensive production more than what he did today, it's going to be so hard to stop this team. And as you've seen with the Warriors, you have Draymond right there, and he doesn't give you anything. So it's going to be so much harder on Steph to have to do so much. You don't want to do that with Luka. We know Luka can do it, but you have to make it easier on your star player because, again, this is the playoffs. Teams are going to key in on your guys and figure out what they like to do and take that away. So that's what I think is going to happen in game 2. This series, man, I'm really excited to see how it ends up. I think that at the end of the day, the best player on the floor is debatable between Kawhi and Luka, but I would say Kawhi is going to come out even crazier in game 2. I think that the Clippers are going to figure out a way to limit the shooting for the Mavs as well. And I think they're going to get their shot right as well because they didn't have a great shooting night from 3 as well. They shot 43s, only made 11, so they were 27% from 3 today. They're not going to be 27% from 3. This is a team that was shooting 40% from 3 this year, one of the best shooting teams in the season. So they're going to figure that out. But yeah, this is a very good game, man. If you guys enjoy the content, enjoy the videos, go ahead and leave a like. Helps people see my content as well. If you enjoy the content, go ahead and subscribe as well. That helps me out. Of course, helps the algorithm and all that stuff like that. But yeah, if you'd like to see more of this stuff, go ahead and hit your post notification bell. But until next time, stay on beat.